So, I am indeed the last man standing. NonSensei decided to pack it in and go to sleep, and I don't hold that against her. Only an idiot would decide to stay awake for like 50 hours and make as many videos as possible in that time period. It's the weekend. This week comes along once a year. I think I can handle it, but the content just keeps coming. The announcements just keep dropping. And just now, while Marvel just put out a Black Panther 2 trailer, which we cannot react to because I thought we'd be too loud reacting to it, and it is 4 in the morning, so I think that would be a bad idea. Not always a good idea to just do what you want to do when you want to do it, especially when you have those things called neighbours, where people can hear through walls. It's not good to be screaming at 3:30 in the morning. Someone might call the police. You know, just how it goes. But what they did announce along with that was the Phase 5 slate. And this is something which people have been talking about for a long time. What is going to be on there? Is Fantastic Four going to be on there? Is Blade going to be on there? Well, those questions have been answered. And just to start off, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp 3, Quantumania, leading into Secret Invasion. And then there's Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which I do believe could be a very good movie, because the first two are some of the best films in the whole MCU. The first one, I don't think holds up as well as the second one, even though I think the first one is a better movie. The second one has grown on me so much over the last few years. I can pop that on and it takes me to a place, an emotional place, which most films just cannot do. That's the thing. The MCU has done that to most people. There's a film which just stands out to them, which just sticks with them. There might be multiple, and for me, there really are half a dozen that just stay with you and will be with you forever because of the way you felt watching them for the first time or who you were watching them with. And it just feels sad that that's not the case anymore for me. But it's probably still the case for a lot of people, and that's great for them. But that doesn't help me. Into Echo, then Loki Season 2, blah. The Marvels, and then Blade, which is something I'm excited for. Ironheart, less excited for. Agatha, that show, which I think I'd say I'm mediocre. I'm not that hyped, but I'm kind of interested in seeing what they do with that. And then there's the big boy announcement. This was one which people were saying, is this going to be in Phase 6 or in Phase 5? And well, they dropped it. Daredevil is coming to the MCU in Phase 5, and the series is called Born Again. Now, when Kevin Feige said that, my mind exploded for 2 reasons. One, he said it's an 18-episode season, so I'm very, very happy about that. We'll actually get some decent storytelling, I hope. But 2, the actual name of the season is Born Again. Now, if you don't know, Daredevil Season 3 on Netflix was essentially based on the Born Again storyline by Frank Miller. So, I'm not sure where they're going with that, or if by naming it that, they're basically saying that the other stuff on Netflix is not canon, it might be multiversal, and this is the official Daredevil. While it's not that universe, it's somehow connected loosely, and I think that's the way they're probably going to play that, which is fine, but as long as we get Charlie Cox doing Charlie Cox things, I'm happy with it. After that, we have Captain America New World Order, which is also chill. I'm good with it. And then a Thunderbolts movie coming out in summer 2024. Now, out of these 12 projects, I say projects now because some of them are films, some of them are TV shows. There's also What If, which is in there at some point, Season 2. I'm only interested in probably 5 of these 13 projects. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Blade, Daredevil, Captain America 4, I guess it would be, and the Thunderbolts, because I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do with that, but I would say only 5 of those shows or films am I actually potentially invested in out of 13. That's not a particularly good hit ratio, okay? I'm not the only person thinking this. Other people will say I'm ready for all 13, which is fine. Everyone can have different opinions, okay? But I think the speed at which these phases are coming and going is just way too quick. When you look at the original 3 phases of the MCU, the 3 phases took 11 years to get through, and there were only 22, 23 films in that entire saga. So I am a bit perplexed as to how Marvel think they can bust through 35, 40 shows and movies in the space of 3 or 4 years when it took 11 years to get through the previous 23. So I'm maybe missing 2 plus 2 equaling 4. Maybe it now equals 5. I don't know. But I think there's this crossroads happening at this moment in time. And I'm part of it. And I think people like me are the reason why these current MCU films are not doing as well as they probably should be doing. Because when you looked at the Doctor Strange tracking, that film had no reason making $950 million. It basically underperformed to such a big degree that it missed all tracking the fact it didn't make $1 billion. It was projected to make a minimum of $1 billion, and on the upper limit, probably 1.3. And if it superseded those expectations and was a great movie and had great rewatchability, it may have even made 1.4 or 1.5. But the fact it was a bit meh, the story was but the directing was good, meant they only made 950. And yes, I'm saying only made 950 because Marvel still made a boatload of money. But they know they should have made a lot more money with it. And when looking at Thor Love and Thunder and the way that thing is projected to do, I am seeing some dumpster fire stuff going on because Thor Love and Thunder is in all likelihood gonna make less than $800 million. In no reality should Thor 4 make less than 950 to $1 billion. That's just the facts. But the reason why it's not making that money is because of people like me. I'm not saying me specifically, but people like me who've been logged into this stuff for the last 20 years, especially the last 10. People who read the comics, who watched the animated shows from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, even if they weren't born in that time period, they went back and watched them. Those are the people who I feel probably haven't gone and seen Thor Love and Thunder and didn't give Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness the repeat business it would have needed to make $1 billion. And to be clear, when I talk about rewatchability, I mean me going to the cinema 3 times and bringing 3 different sets of people, dragging them there to say you have to watch this movie. That's what I mean. And I haven't done that with any of Phase 4 because, well, you know, they've not really been that standout, and I don't want to waste people's time. Because when I watch it and I'm like, oh, it's not that great, then I can't really persuade someone else if I don't believe in it. It doesn't make sense in my head. Plus, I just care too much about other people's time. I don't want to waste it. I just don't. And I know it's been about 2 weeks since Thor Love and Thunder came out, and we've been sick, so that's the reason we haven't gone. But I do believe previously, we still would have gone and seen it even if we were on death's door. And that's a big shift for us because, for me, I'm someone who used to go to the cinema once every 2 weeks. That's what I used to do with my money. But cinema culture has changed, and binging culture has changed, and I'm not really a binger, but a lot of people are. But the fact that I decided to not go and see that movie yet, knowing that it's going to be on Disney Plus in 30 days' time, it's very weird. It's very odd. And I'm someone who loved this stuff, who grew up with this stuff from the mid-90s. And for someone like me to say, I'll just wait, and maybe I will see it in cinemas next week. Maybe I will, but maybe I won't. And that's a really, really weird thing. I think Phase 4 has done a really poor job overall in getting people back into the swing of things. The pandemic was a nightmare. The lockdowns were atrocious, but Marvel could have used that time to streamline what they were doing. And I think they just had a bit of a fluff ball. They just threw it out there just to see what would stick. And unfortunately, most of it hasn't been particularly good, because when I look at Phase 4, I can say the things I've enjoyed so far: Spider-Man No Way Home, Hawkeye. Is that it? Is that it? WandaVision? Three things out of all the stuff that's been put out, I've said these are good, rubber stamped, above a 7 out of 10. Everything else, below 7 out of 10. Now, I haven't seen Shang-Chi, which is also nuts. It's crazy that we haven't seen that. But we haven't had a kitchen or a living room for the last 5 months. So, you know, I think we have a bit of a leeway with that. I don't want to watch it on my phone. And we just don't watch things on the TV unless it's YouTube videos, because we have to watch it in a really funny angle because, you know, we don't have a floor. But it's fine. It's not an issue. But it's weird that we've not seen Shang-Chi and we haven't seen Thor Love and Thunder. So out of all those Phase 4 projects, there's only 3 which both of us, NONSENSEI and I, have actually enjoyed, which is not really that great. Now, Black Panther could be the thing that changes it. Black Panther could be the movie that brings everyone back to say the MCU is back on track again. And I hope that's the case. I really, really do, because they need something. And I don't think I can wait, and I don't think most people can wait till Guardians 3 to get that. Other people will say Blade's the only thing I'm interested in. Some people will say Daredevil is the only thing I want to see. And that's the issue you have, because you're kind of splintering your audience. It's, in some ways, exactly what CW did with the Arrowverse all those years ago. But the problem is, when you fall off one show, you fall off another, and then you end up only watching one, and eventually you give up on the whole thing. And that's exactly what happened with me. The fact we haven't even started Miss Marvel yet is shocking. But again, it's that same problem where there have been other circumstances which have led us to not watch that, because we don't want to watch it on our phones, and that's our own thing. But at the same time, if we wanted to watch it, I'm sure we would have found a way to watch it. But Phase 5 coming thick and fast. Phase 6 coming even quicker, because it seems like Phase 1, 2, and 3 took 11 years. Phases 4, 5, and 6 are going to take 4 years, and we're going to get almost double the amount of projects. You know, too much of a good thing is sometimes a bad thing. And I think in this case, I never wanted to say this, I don't think there's superhero fatigue. I think there's a slight MCU fatigue. And it's because there might just be a few too many shows being put out. If I can't keep up with it, and I'm someone who's heavily invested, what chance does the average person really have? I don't know. But we're going to find out soon enough, because if these shows start tanking and they start getting less than 1 million viewers, Miss Marvel apparently had less than 1 million, some of these others might have even less. She-Hulk, I'm not expecting to do that good. You never know what could happen. These 40 projects could very quickly in Phase 4, 5, and 6 become 30 in a second. And that would probably be the smart thing to do. Save your money. Don't waste your money. And yeah, boys, don't mess it up. You've done such a good job in Phases 1, 2, and 3. 4 can be a blip. It can be the blip, alright? It can be that. But you can't have that same blip in Phase 5. Because I feel if you do that, most people are going to say, sayonara, baby. I'm jumping over to something else. DC, Image Comics, independent comics. Maybe there'll be a live action show, animated show for that, or film for that. And they'll get invested and 100% committed to that. And that is not what Marvel wants. The thing that you cannot get back is your time. It's the thing all these companies are fighting for. They want your time because it's the only thing that is invaluable. Cannot compare it to anything else. They want your eyeballs. They want your mind to be fully on this thing. But to do that, you have to make good stuff. And Marvel have generally done that. But Phase 4 has been a bit of a dumpster fire. Okay? It's been a bit shit. Please, please, improve with Phase 5. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel down there. If you didn't, Daredevil himself gonna come after you. Don't want that. No, you really don't. So just subscribe anyway to avoid that. I've been NarendraTheComic. You've been Grant. We'll see you next time. That's tomorrow. If you don't know, make a video every single day. Been doing it every day for over 1,500 days now. We ain't stopping till we get to 10,000 subscribers. So do subscribe. Pop back again tomorrow for some quality shitty content. Hashtag never not here. Just how it goes. Also bring the bakwas. Bakwas means nonsense in Punjabi. We also bring that. Bring a lot. Bring a little. Do a lot. Do a little. But we do indeed bring the quality shitty content on a daily basis. So see you tomorrow. More the same. I don't know what just happened there. But the light flickered. I think I was giving off too much energy. And it said, calm the fuck down. More of the same. Slightly different. But essentially the very same. Once more. See you then. Skadoosh.
I got you! I got you! Take that, you friggin' psycho! I got